what happened to you at your school qualifies you for bar defense. You even have good evidence, but you're not quite sure where to start with drafting this 39-page application. If that's you, this video is exactly for you. I'm going to let Melanie, who runs our bar defense program, continue to go over the different AI prompts we use to help people generate applications. Melanie receives many 5-star reviews. We've helped hundreds of people with the bar defense application, and she's going to show you how to use AI to take your own notes and experience and turn it into a full 39-page draft to submit on studentaid.gov. But here's the important catch. You can't just ask ChatGPT or Claude to write an application and just paste whatever's in the form. You have to know what information belongs in what section. And even though you can give AI your story, you really need to understand how to carefully review the information that AI produces so you can create a credible application. So what exactly is Melanie going to go through? She's going to walk through our complete system, including the prior video was a legal framework. If you missed that, it will be linked in the description so you can watch part 1. She will also go over the prompts we use for the different sections of the application and the process of reviewing the application, which will be part 3. If you're interested in actually receiving the AI prompts and the workbook to help you generate your bar defense application in 1 2-hour sitting, consider joining our waitlist. We're selling it at a deeply discounted price for limited time. The link is right here and in the description. It's bd.myloansense.com/workbook. We'll put it below. Now I'm going to cut to Melanie so she can go over the AI prompts.
Now that you've already listed down those 2 important things in your workbook, the important date that matters to you and which regulation you would fall under, next step is gather what you already have. Now, before you write anything, again, take 10 minutes and put together whatever documents you already have. You're looking for things like your enrollment agreement, any emails or texts on admissions rep or advisor, a course catalog, a student handbook, marketing materials or ads that convince you to enroll, your transcripts or diploma, and anything showing your actual enrollment dates. I want to be very clear about something. You don't need everything on the list, okay? You just need whatever actually exists for your situation. If you don't have an email chain, that's fine. You can still describe what was said to you as a narrative. So don't go manufacture documentation that doesn't exist, and don't feel like a weak folder of paperwork means a weak case. It is not. So the writing is what carries most of the weight here, okay? So you need to just narrate whatever happened to you at the time of your attendance. Now, one more thing. I'll be very honest with you about this instead of glossing over it. There's a whole category of evidence most people don't know to look for. Things like government settlements, official findings, and investigation against your specific school. And that's genuinely a research project on its own. It takes real digging, and it's part of what a professional review can add on top of what you do today. So I'm not going to pretend I can teach you that whole process in this video. So I'm not going to try. I'd rather tell you honestly that it exists than half cover it, okay? Next up, it's step 3, pick your categories. Now, open section 4 of your application. This section is not something you fill out top to bottom. It's a menu, okay? So there are 9 categories: employment prospects, career services, accreditation and licensure, transferring credits, educational services, program costs and nature of loans, urgency to enroll, representations to third parties, and the other section. Under each one, there's a list of checkboxes describing specific kinds of misconduct. Go to page 5 in your workbook. Every one of these categories is listed there with a 1 or 2 sentence explanation of what it actually covers, so you're not guessing from the language alone. Go through all 9 right now and check which one actually happened to you. Don't write anything yet, okay? Just identify which categories apply. That decision is what tells you which prompts to use next, because each category asks for slightly different information. Now, I'm going to walk you through the actual process of turning your notes into a draft, using employment prospects as an example. I'm not going to read the prompt out loud here because it's written and ready for you inside your workbook. So just go to page 7. That's the employment prospects prompt. All you have to do is copy it straight off from the page. open Claude or ChatGPT and paste the whole thing in. Where you see the bracketed part that says to describe what happened in your own words, that's where you replace it. Just type your notes right there in that spot. Messy, out of order, exactly how you'd tell a friend your story. Okay, so don't try to write it clean. That's not your job right now. Now I'm gonna show you how I've replaced my notes in the bracketed section, and I'm going to run it. Okay, here's a draft it gave me. Now, and this is the most important part of the whole video, I'm not going to just copy and paste it into the application, okay? I'm going to read through it line by line and check two things. First, did it add anything that sounds true but that I didn't actually say? AI sometimes will round a maybe into a definitely, or smooth a vague memory into something that sounds more certain than it is. If that happens, I cut it or soften it back what's actually true. So I edit that. Second, did it actually answer everything the form is asking for? Every one of these sections wants 6 specific things. What was said or done, who said it, when and where, how it was communicated, why it was false or misleading, and what harm it caused. So I'm going to check this draft against the list right now and make sure that they are answering all the questions. And that's the whole process. Every category page in your workbook has its own prompt written for exactly what that section is asking for. Copy it, paste in your own story where it tells you to, run it, and then edit it the same way I just did. Do that for every category. Check back in section 3 and again for the harm section. It'll go faster after this first one because you now know what you're checking for.
AI can help you generate a complete draft, but is not the arbiter of truth, accuracy, or complete application. It does not tell you if you have a strong application. If you want to do it yourself, consider purchasing our bar defense workbook at a deeply discounted rate where we will tell you the exact legal framework and pages you need to fill out, what AI prompts we use for hundreds of borrowers in which we receive 4.9 stars on Google, how to not just generate your application, but how to review your application. Sign up at bd.myloansense.com/workbook. And if you're watching this and thinking, honestly, I don't want to spend hours trying to figure this out myself. I've generated a draft. I really just need an expert review who knows how to get applications accepted. We also have a full service. We will generate your entire application based on your story. We will meet with you on over 4 different occasions. So it's not just us using AI, but it's us using our vast expertise and database that Melanie went over to make sure you have a strong application. If you're interested in that, I will link below on how to apply for a consult. There's limited spots. We only take about 10 applications a month because we take pride on our 4.9 stars reviews on Google. So if you're interested, consider applying for a consult if you're ready to have us generate and review your application today. The link's below. We will see you in part 3 of our video where we go over the end part of our workbook. Thanks.